DFW Networking Diva, connecting you to who you want to know.
Good morning and hello to the world. This is someone you should know. Can't believe it, with this crisis that we've been living in for the last so many weeks and all, we kind of put the show on hold, and I am just excited as can be about being back on the air. Thank you to Mark Warner for setting up this new virtual part of our show. And also, I have a very, very dear friend who is my guest on the first video edition of Someone You Should Know. I have Christine Dean, who is the DFW Diva.
Well, thank you. I'm always glad to be here. I'm your networking diva, and I am so excited to be here to be able to chat with you today. And I'm so glad you're online. You needed to be back on the radio. This is perfect.
I know I was just going nuts. We've been talking a lot over the last few weeks, and we'll talk about why we have become BFFs. And it's just incredible because everybody, when restaurants started closing, businesses closing, our operation shut down because it was just not safe to have the studio open and invite guests. We didn't have that really 6 feet of separation. Everybody was so worried, but it's just so exciting that we've now found a new way to connect and keep things going. And I welcome you to the show. And right from the get-go, I want you to tell our audience, who is Christine Dean and what does she do?
Well, did you want to answer that question or want me to answer it?
I want you to answer it.
Who am I? So I'm your DFW Networking Diva. I absolutely love this area, and I love connecting people. That's really what I'm all about. I just, the opportunity to, when I meet people, I'm like, ooh, I know who you should get to know. And so it's kind of similar with your show, someone you should know. And that's how I conduct my whole life. And that's what I do for work. I connect people. I connect people with their best friends, dating, whatever it is, mostly I do a lot of business matchmaking. And so, I really like to work with people. I have a giver's heart, and so I love to give. And so when I can help bring people together that can add value to each other's life, that's what I love to do.
And you do it well. And just a little bit of the backstory. We met when a mutual friend of ours, Robert Gralla, who is a CPA and was also a previous guest on my show, told me about a networking group in the Allen McKinney area. It's called NetWeavers. And he said, you should come on a Thursday morning and visit with us. And I did. And I got to meet so many really wonderful people because these are not CEOs of major corporations. They're all independent people from a wide variety of businesses, from the insurance business, real estate businesses, financial businesses, to people that do custom gifts and cards. And you were actually the first person that I met. I walked in the door, and I met you, and then I learned that you do networking in a lot of different ways, and the juices started going in my head a little bit about am I getting my exposure, the exposure that I would like to create, not only for me, but for KVGI radio and the radio shows, and maybe a few things that I want to do beyond that. And you just looked at me and you said, I can do that. I mean, that's what she said. She said, I can do that. So I said, we should talk. I went to the meeting. Unfortunately, I think I couldn't make it to the next week, and then the pandemic hit, and the restaurant was closed, so we couldn't meet physically. And Jared, who leads the NetWeavers, started putting together our weekly video conferences. And it's, for an old guy like me, this was so incredibly inviting. and the input of each of the people. For those that are listening and watching the show, what NetWeavers is kind of a combination of a chamber of commerce and a Rotary and a think tank and all kinds of everybody that is in attendance gets about a minute to say who they are and what they do, what their business is all about. And that way you learn how to connect with these people. And I have already connected with a few of them, and it's wonderful. And small communities, especially, I think, need to take advantage of this. But I met Christina, and afterwards, I said, I think maybe we should talk. And we did, and we connected through video. And Christine says, you know what? I think we need to repurpose you. And I thought, how do you repurpose a 75-year-old guy? You know, that's called what? Teaching old dogs new tricks. But we're in the process of setting up a website and all kinds of good stuff. And the process itself, Christine, has really been worth solid gold in my mind, because you've made it fairly easy for this old guy to understand. And that's why I'm saying this to the audience, is because if you have questions during or after this show, go to DFW Networking Diva.com and you can connect with Christine and you can ask her questions and chime in and let us know what's on your mind.
Thank you so much, Stuart. I appreciate your endorsement. I love what I do. Like I said, I network, and that's kind of my focus. But at the same time, my big goal is to connect you with who you want to know. And that's on many different levels. And a lot of times that involves marketing. And that's what a lot of my bread and butter is. And so that's what you're talking about right now, is how I help market you. And I don't just do what the big stores do, the big companies where they just throw things on social media. I actually look at your business and say, who do you want to know? Who do you need to connect with? Are we going to do that on Facebook? Are we going to do it on LinkedIn? Do you need Facebook ads? Do you need a billboard? Whatever it is that's best for your business is what I want to make happen for you, because I don't have one specialty. So it's not like I have to sell this one thing. I get to choose and say, here's your options and based on your business, this is what I think's best for you. Which means I don't have to shove anything down your throat to like, buy this. I don't have any quotas. I get to do what's best for you. And that's what I love to do. So I actually get to really help people and not just try and sell you something. And so anything I can do to help small business owners right now during this time, I'm doing free consultations because I want people to succeed. The situation you came to me with, and you're like, whoa, we're shutting down for a little while. What in the world? And I think that's what a lot of people were thinking they were going to have to do. And now we're learning how to adapt into a new environment and a new way of doing business. So I don't want anybody to go out of business because of this. I want you to not just survive. I want you to thrive. And there's no reason why you can't.
Yeah, well, and that's where that word repurpose came in, is because everybody has been thrown a loop during this crisis, and you either shut your doors and say, well, I'll just wait till it comes back and see if I can recoup, or you do something to get yourself out there. For instance, in talking with some of the people that are in the real estate market right now, you can't go out and show houses that easily because you have to keep that distance, and it's become difficult. So a lot of real estate people are starting to show homes virtually in order to keep their doors open and their businesses going. Now, there are some businesses that are essential that can keep their doors open, but many, many more that cannot. I mean, we've all, over the last few weeks, been involved with ordering food and then going and getting curbside pickup or through. So it's a matter of saying, do I just sit on the shelf and wait, or am I proactive in doing something? And me, I don't know how to do that other than phone call. I'm maybe a little bit different than most because I don't have a brick and mortar location. I'm just an independent person. I go in, I sit in the studio, I do my shows, and I leave. And Mark has been absolutely incredible over the last 5 years in allowing me to reach people and talk with people and share this conversation. And so when I met you, Christine, it gave me a whole new perspective of how people can continue to function in any kind of a crisis. And whether it's business is good, but I want to take it to the next level, or business is bad and I need to do something to recoup it, to how do I do what I'm doing and make it bigger and better? And having someone like yourself that says, I can help you there. I think that's really what it's all about.
Absolutely. And right now we need to be able to think outside the box. You know, you can't do what you've always done, because this is a whole new world we're living in now. You can't say, well, it's always worked for me in the past. Well, you know, you want to see different results now during this time. You know, you may have to do something you've never done before, which is pushing you out of your comfort zone. Like you with the technology, you're like, whoa, this is a whole new thing. It is, you know, so having people that can help you say, here's the big picture. This is what our options are. This is what we can do. What works for you? What skills do you need to learn? Do you need somebody to help you with something? Do you need to outsource something? You know, what is it that you need? And so you just need somebody that can help sometimes just guide you along the path to look at the options that are available. And that's so important right now, just to look at your options.
Well, you know, and the first thing is, if you are tech savvy and you have the ability to do it yourself, do it. Right. But you don't, get someone like Christine that says, what do you want to accomplish? You know, it's modeling a house. You call in an expert, an interior designer, and you say, what kind of ideas can you come up with? Because I don't have the ability to take this room and repurpose it. So you take your talents and the tools that you have, and you say, well, let's see, we can do this and we can do that. I mean, you've been working with me for, gosh, it's been what, two and a half weeks now, and we started with a couple of basic ideas. We've come up with a website, which in a little bit in the show we're going to launch my new website, which I'm absolutely thrilled and excited about. My family has taken a peek at it, and they're all very excited. But what it does is allows me now to reach out to a broader audience too, and interact all of the different things that I'm doing. But I couldn't do it without somebody saying, okay, this is what you want to accomplish. Let's start playing with some things. And most of Christine's ideas were no-brainers. They were great. There were a couple things where we said, we don't like this, we don't like that, or let's tweak this and that. And that's the beauty of working with somebody who is in the networking field, that knows what tools that they have so they can bring them to the table.
Well, that's teamwork.
I just heard something ring. Was that you?
That's me. You know, never silent around here.
See,
talking to you.
Somebody's listening to us and saying, oh, wow, yeah, I need to get in touch with her.
There'll be 10 missed calls, 20 emails, and, you know, another 5 text messages by the time we finish this.
Now, is this something, when you were growing up, is this something that you wanted to do? Or is this something that you studied in school? Or, you know, tell us a little about your background.
Well, my background's in communications. I'm going to date myself, but let's just say I've been designing websites off and on since the web was a thing. Let's just say it that way. So I'm a communications major. And so I love anything that has to do with communication. So marketing and everything just comes right along, you know, networking, all that just ties closely with everything that I learned from interpersonal communication, public speaking. I coached the speech and debate team in college, had some award-winning teams. So I love what I do. So when I go ahead.
And you're not a Texas girl.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm actually from California, but I was raised by my Southern grandmother, so I've got some Southern roots there that shine through. So being in Texas, it just felt like I was coming home because this is what I was raised with, you know. So it's perfect. I love this area. I love the culture. I wish I'd raised my children here. It's just amazing. It's very family centric. I absolutely love this area. And, you know, my boys, once you raise them for export, that's the goal. If you do,
right, yeah.
you export them. So the oldest one is happily married to my daughter-in-law, and that's Lauren. And my son's name is Scotty, and they're in California. He's working for IBM in Love and Life. And then my younger boy is actually stationed just recently here in Texas. So now he's close to home. He was stationed for 2 years abroad in Japan, and he's in the Air Force. So I'm so excited that now he's close to home, and now I can't see him. That is like the worst culture ever. He's finally stateside, and he's not allowed to go that far from base. And so I understand. I'm trying to be patient, but I waited 2 years for him to come stateside again. I'm not
right.
really.
And now you have to wait longer.
I know.
Where is he stationed here in Texas?
So he's just Abilene?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So he loves what he does.
Not too far away.
No, not too far away. So yeah, no, he's fantastic. So proud of both my boys. So once you raise your children for export, now what do? Well, so I had to decide. I took some time off to raise the kids after I taught college and stuff. And so I had to decide what I wanted to do. And it just seemed like I fell into networking, and I just loved networking. And I found like every time I was talking to somebody, I ended up giving them marketing advice. So I'm like, might as well get paid for it.
Did you teach communications in college?
I did. I taught this speech and debate team. I taught public speaking. I taught interpersonal communication. Did some stuff with relationship communication. I mean, it's been fun. I'm a little communication guru. So that's what's the fun part, because I get to apply all that in the networking side of it. And then it's all about building relationships. I mean, this is fantastic. It's like my little happy place, where I get to meet people, get to know them, and then help make their dreams come true. I mean, how fun is that?
Well, that's what I found after my first conversation with you, was that the wheels started spinning in your head, and you just kept asking me questions. What do you want to accomplish? And I kept saying, I don't know. Well, what do you do? Well, I have these 2 radio shows on KVGI radio, and I'm reaching a great audience now, but I want to be able to maybe expand that a little bit and share other conversations, do some public speaking, and work a little bit outside the box. And I could just tell inside your head, you were saying, okay, we need to do this. And you're talking YouTube, and you're talking blogging, and you're talking, all these postings, and you're talking website. And I'm thinking, well, wait a minute, all of that for me? And you said, well, yeah, I mean, that's what it's all about. And so you started doing this. And the reason that I'm so excited about this is because this isn't something that's just for me. This is what Christine can do for anyone who is interested in expanding their life. I mean, I'm retired. I didn't do this my whole life. I'm into a new career now and having a ball with it. And I want to be able to make the most of it. And it's fun. It's really a lot of fun, and the process has been a ball. We spent a lot of time over the last few weeks, just looking at the website and going back and forth and make this font a little different, change the color here. And you kept saying, well, what if we do this or we do that? And I said, well, I don't know. I guess do it and let's look at it. And that to me is the essence of what you are all about. What Networking Diva is all about is not just saying, okay, you tell me what you want and I'll do it. It was the reverse. It was, let me show you what I can do, and then if you like it, fine, and if not, we'll change it. And to me, that's the way it should operate.
Well, and that's where you rely on your experts, and you need them to offer you advice. You can't just sit back and be like, well, I don't know enough to know what I want. And that's true with a lot of business owners. They know their specialty, but they don't necessarily know beyond that. So they need somebody else to come in and just give them a hand and say, here's your possibilities. Look at the options. What out of all this, what sings to your heart? What makes you want to go, ooh, that's it. And then let's make it happen. I'm all about making dreams come true. So, anytime I get to participate in that, I'm a happy girl.
You said coming from California and you came here, you raised your boys, they're off on their own now. Has this basically been, between the teaching and this networking, has that basically been Christine's career, or did you do other things along the way?
Well, I dabbled a little in Mary Kay, as you can see. But girl just likes to be pretty. You have to understand, I was the bane of my mama's existence. Growing up, I'd run around, I never put any makeup on it. She's like, you want to put a little lipstick on, just add a little color, I'm like, no, I'm fine, Mom. And she's like, oh, I know, it was driving her nuts. So I'm sure she was really excited when I did Mary Kay for a little while, because yes, now I know how to use mascara and lipstick.
and obviously nail polish.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm a mix between a girly girl, and I'm just as happy in a pair of cut off shorts or some blue jeans, and let's go climb a tree. So I like both worlds. And so yeah, my career wise, I've played and dabbled here and there, but like I said, I love teaching. I have a lot of respect for teachers. I especially have a lot of respect for those that teach the younger grades. And having taught high school students taking college classes, that's a whole different skill set, and I've done it. Working with a room full of 16-year-olds, I have a whole lot of respect for those that teach the younger grades. Me, I'm good. I deal with the adults, and even then, sometimes they're a challenge, but being able to come to work and work with people that are so excited about the possibilities. When you get to work with people that are in college, they want to do better. They want to learn. They want to grow. And I love that kind of environment. So that teaching kind of thing is inside of me. So no matter what I do, I bring that element to it. So, when you're saying, tell me about what you want. Okay, let's make that happen. Let me teach you how to make that happen. So I take that teaching element with me wherever I go. It probably drives people nuts sometimes, but I always check in. I'm like, you understand where I'm going, right? Just making sure everybody's on board. Okay, class can now continue. And I can't help it. It's just who I am. I want to help.
Well, and teaching has gone to a new level now because so much teaching is being done virtually.
Right.
I mean, schools all over the country are basically closed for the rest of this year. My grandson, who's 10 years old, is getting his assignments via video, and he has to do the work and then submit the work back. So the teachers have had to redefine what they're doing also. And people like yourself, where you're used to sitting down at a table and saying, with your laptop, now here we can look at this, we can look at this. Now you've got to do this all via video. We're all learning how to live in a new way and communicate in a new way. And it's fascinating. And the question that keeps going on in the back of my head is, it's becoming more useful, and it's becoming easier to interact this way through video. What's going to happen when this is all over and we get back to opening our stores, opening our offices, sitting down with our clients across the desk from us, and I go back into the studio and we start doing our shows live? Are we going to feel awkward in reverse, going back to doing things the way we did it before? Or are we going to say, maybe we should just continue doing this video stuff?
Are we ever going back to handshakes? Are we going to do elbow bumps forever? I mean,
right.
Things that make you wonder, how long is this going on in the foreseeable future? I mean, how long are we going to be like? I'm used to sitting down and having lunches and dinners with clients. We sit down, they hash it out, they tell me about their business, I give them suggestions, we work together. So the whole idea of not being able to go out to lunch and dinner and relax and break bread together is like, oh my goodness, how this is weird.
Not only that, but we're going to have to start getting dressed from the waist down.
I would just like to point out.
Because right now everybody's wearing their pajamas or so. Just put on a nice blouse and fix up your hair.
Well,
Over the years, when you work with people like myself and all, what do you find are the biggest challenges? Do you find it easy to get people to go along with some of your ideas, or is it challenging because you come up with an idea, but maybe they have a different idea and they want you to do it this way, and you know that might not be the right way to do it? So what are the challenges in doing networking with people?
Yeah, networking and marketing. I give options and suggestions. I tend to be pretty blunt. So I'm like, I think this is really what's going to work well for you, and they might decide to go a different path. And I'm like, well, we can try that if you want. I mean, you're the boss. You pay me no matter what. So I'm good. That's what you want from you, then I will do that for you, but they might head down that path and go, ooh, that wasn't quite what I thought it was going to be. What did you say about that other thing? I'm like, come on back. let me help you out, And a lot of times people don't know what they don't know. So they don't know if something's going to work or if it's not going to work. They've never done it before. So like I said, it helps kind of have an expert guide you along at your options. And there's been times that, I've sat down with business owners. A lot of it's knowing who your target audience is. And so they don't always know. So I sit down and they're like, oh, here's my audience. I'm like, no, that's not really your audience. Let's talk, and you have to refocus them back. These are the people that want what you have, your product or your service. These are who you want. You don't want the audience that doesn't know they need you because they're not looking for you. Talk about a hard sell. Find the ones that want what you have, So a lot of times helping people understand who their real audience is and who their target is. And then you can target in on different ways in order to get in touch with them and how to reach out and how to build those relationships with the people that you need to make relationships with.
Absolutely. I think any owner of a business or anybody who has any kind of a business, if you can answer the question, are you absolutely doing the best that you possibly, you just can't do any better. You don't need any more customers. You're just fine where you're at. If you can say yes to that, then I don't think you're being honest to yourself, because whatever you're doing and however successful you are, there's always that next level. I know that one of the things that I've worked with Mark Warner at KBGI Radio for these 5 years is to broaden our audience. We were basically reaching the majority of our listeners were in that DFW area. Now they're nationwide, even worldwide. And it brings a whole new perspective. And very often on my shows, I don't want people to think that I'm just talking about the DFW area. I'm talking about listeners all the way from Seattle to Miami and from Maine to Southern California and every place in between. If you live in a large city or a small city, you can take advantage of what Christine does in order to broaden your horizons. And unless you want to just keep it in a box, and I've told Mark this many, many times, that right from the beginning when I started, we were a streaming radio station. That's all I ever wanted to do. I wanted to be a voice on the radio. And after a couple of years, all of a sudden this link up with Facebook came about. And all of a sudden we had cameras in our radio studio. And now we were not only doing a radio show, but we were doing a video radio show and podcasts and YouTube offerings. All this became visual radio. And I'm an old-fashioned radio guy, and I never really wanted my face on the radio, but that's where the future goes. So you either ride that wave or you get off the board and sit on the sand.
Well, and really, Stuart, well, you bring up a really good point there. Do you adapt to what's going on? Those that can adapt, we call it, and Mary Kay, they call it pivoting. How fast can you pivot? And that really is a huge sign of success. If you can pivot fast and not waste time with, being disappointed and on the downside on what didn't turn out the way you wanted to do, you go, that's over, time to shift. And this is the new future. And this is what I need to do to make myself be successful and do what I need to do. How fast you can pivot has a huge impact on your success. Right? So how much time are you going to waste? Are you going to fight it? Or are you just going to get up and do and look at your options and move forward? That's so important right now, especially.
I would imagine that the first question is, Should I pivot? Do I need to pivot? Before you can find the way to do that, you have to say, do I want to? Like I said earlier, do I want to just keep on doing what I'm doing, stay right down the middle, or do I want to expand? And if I am going to expand, that means pivoting and finding the tools and the way to do that. God love you. If you've got the tools and the ability to do it yourself, go for it. But if not, or you don't want to take that time because you want to focus on what you're doing, then Christine is the answer. If people want to reach out to you to learn more about you, I already mentioned the website at DFW Networking Diva.com. How else can people see what you do and follow you and reach you?
Oh, goodness. Like you said, we're all pivoting. We're all doing more. I'm finding that since I can't meet with people face to face, I'm going to have to do more stuff online myself also. So, YouTube channel, podcast, I'm getting all that rolling myself. So the idea is to just kind of get out there. I'm doing it for you. I'm doing it for me. We all have to look at new ways of doing things. We can't, especially right now, if you're not posting on your social media, people may think that you're not in business. You need to be right now doubling down on your marketing. You got to let people know that you're open, you're available, and what you're doing out there. So yeah, booking something on my, if you go to my business page, like you just said, I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn. It just depends on what you need, but you can go to my website and there's a spot in there where you can book a free consultation with me. So I love sitting down talking to business owners and entrepreneurs and solopreneurs and say, let's talk about the possibilities and make it happen. I'm really good actually with synergy partners. So I like connecting with people that connect you to who you want to know. So does that make sense? It's one of those where I may not introduce you, say you're a realtor. I may not introduce you to somebody who's going to buy the house from you, but I'm liable to introduce you to mortgage people or title people or other people in the real estate industry that you can then use as synergy partners to work together to make your goals. So it's one of those kind of things. So I love connecting people. I love helping people, So if there's anybody that needs help and wants to look at the possibilities, reach out to me, make an appointment with me. I would love to help.
And what you said was to reach out and just have a consultation, because that's what gets the juices flowing. That's what gives you the idea. Well, you know what? After the consultation, I think I'm okay where I'm at. But you know what? Christine brought up a good point, and I think I should look into this because I can broaden the business that I'm in. Again, whether you are in a product-oriented business or whether you offer a service like the insurance or accounting fields, you want to just reach out. You had mentioned a word to me right from the very beginning, and you talked about branding and rebranding, and now in these challenging times, I think that's an extremely important thing to realize and suggest. What is branding and rebranding to the person who is kind of gotten mired down in doing business one way and not exactly sure what to do?
Well, so you got to know who you are. You got to let people know who you are. And your branding, for example, I'm your DFW Networking Diva. If I walked into a room with a tiara, everybody would just roll their eyes and laugh and be like, yep, there she is. You have to embrace whoever you are. Be you. I am big on that. Whatever's in your heart that you're going to share and be who you are. Be who you are, full force, no apologies. Be you, because that's what people remember. They don't remember the wallflower in the corner that was quiet and was afraid to say anything. And no, brand you, whatever it is that makes you special. So you got to pull that out of you. What do you want? What do you stand for? Who are you? What are your values? What are your cores? Right? Get that out, because people are going to like that. Right? And if they're not, well, then they're not the people you want to hang out with. That's not your tribe. You want the people that love who you are, right? Those are the ones that are going to flock to you and want to help and want to be part of you and want to make you, help you to be successful. So you really want to, who are you? And you want to get that out there as a company, as a person, whatever it is. But you want to make sure that you're sharing that. And, all the different marketing ideas and all the different social media things, that's all ways to get that out there. So you're letting him know who you are.
Well, and having said that, we're living in a time now where you do have all these social media outlets, and because people are closing their businesses or at least curtailing their businesses now, everybody is jumping into the same game.
Mhm.
So the waters are getting filled with more and more people that are using the same methods. How does somebody first say to themselves, what do I need to do in order to make me different from every other person in my kind of business?
Well, so you got to know yourself. Step one, know you. Know what you bring to the table. Know your skill set. If you don't know that, you don't even know where to start. Know your values. If you don't know that, you can't share it with other people. And getting it out there, most people in business want to get in touch with those that are loyal followers. And then they also want to get in touch with people that are new customers, right? So there's both. And what's really cool, and some people don't know about this if they're not familiar with Facebook ads, but there's a custom audience. So if you already have the contact information for your followers, you can upload that and you can send ads out on Facebook that only go to the people in that custom audience, so they can be your follower. So right now during this time, let's say you're a restaurant and you've got loyal followers, but they don't know that you're open. So you might want to do an ad campaign that goes out directly to your loyal customers and says, loyal customers, we love you. We love your support. Please support us during this hard time. We appreciate you so much, right? So you can do an ad like that. That goes straight to your loyal customers. Okay, so you want to keep in touch with your client base, right? Whatever your business is. So make sure you're keeping in touch with them, whether it's through email, whether it's through Facebook ads, whether it's through text marketing campaigns. There's so many different ways you can keep in touch with them, whether you've gotten their podcast, whatever you're doing. But then you also want to expand your business, right? Because you want to find new customers during this time. And so, you're going to do the other stuff that was more of a traditional marketing style. So, take advantage of your options out there.
Well, and using your friend base also is a good idea, because then you can tell those friends to if you're looking for a place that is open and serving curbside orders and everything, visit this site or that site. I mean,
promote
every day on my Facebook page, I get an invite to somebody's Facebook page.
Absolutely.
And, sometimes it's overwhelming, and sometimes you just click to get rid of it. But it's a good idea to look at them, because to see what other people are doing, to ask yourself, am I doing that too?
The best thing you can do during this time is not just let people know about your business and that you're open, but promote your friends' businesses. We're all in this together. We need to be working together. Sure. We need to be helping each other. And that's true locally, and that's true globally. Like you mentioned earlier about how this has become even more so a global thing. You have, followers not just in DFW, but they're everywhere now. They're nationwide, worldwide. And so that's the beauty of all this online digital media, is you can advertise to other areas. Those that are brick and mortar that don't have like maybe it's a local service, pool service obviously isn't going to be, I have a pool service in DFW, but I'm not going to be cleaning pools in New York, right? We understand that. But a lot of businesses have that flexibility. I can do marketing for anybody, anywhere, and you can do a show anywhere. So we have that flexibility. But those that are local, we really need to support them right now, because they don't have that kind of flexibility. We need to be helping each other. Post your friends' businesses. Invite people to like not only your business page, invite people to like your friend's business page. If you need a script for that, I've got that.
Yeah, and the other thing too is that word share. The ability, which is what I've done with this show for so many years, is that if you like the show, share it to your friends and share it to your website, so that somebody might want to see that show. And we've become a sharing society now, where we can interact with each other and we can share what we're doing with other people. That's how people are building their businesses, is by sharing that information and that content with as broad an audience as they possibly can. And when the friend of theirs sees it, then they share it to their page, and so on and so on and so on. And that's how you can expand it. And by the way, that costs zero. That is marketing with no cost, by sharing and expanding who is going to see you. That's what's happened with this show. Started out just a nice little local audience and everything, and it's just grown and grown and grown. And KVGI reaches out in so many directions. It's like an octopus. It's got all the tentacles reaching in so many different directions. And so a program like this will be shared with a lot of people all over the country, and they will learn who Christine Dean is all about. And they will learn about this interaction, the ability to rebrand yourself and purpose yourself.
Well, and building relationships, you know, what you're talking about, sharing, that's the heart of networking. The heart of it is building relationships and helping each other. And I can't think of a better goal. You know, that's why I love what I do. I love being able to connect people, you know, and it just, it fills my heart full of love, you know, to be able to share that kind of sunshine with other people. And so that's exactly what you're doing when you're sharing. You're just building that, and we're all here together, and we're all helping each other, and that's really, we weren't meant to walk alone, you know.
That's right. You're absolutely right. If there's any one thing about you, Christine, is that I wish you just weren't so introverted. I wish you would just open up and express yourself a little bit.
Yeah, I know. I'm just a quiet little wallflower. What can I say? I always say, you know, you can't handle the red hair, just, you know, don't even come near. You just
that's
you got to be able to handle the girl.
that's so obviously you spend a lot of time all day, and I know that you are open basically 24 hours a day. Your messages are coming back and forth, and between working with your clients and also updating this information and that information and all, you're a busy lady, even though it's been a little bit more confined. Do you ever have some free time? Do you ever get out and do something that's fun? Do you have any hobbies? Do you know what do you do other than what you do?
Well, you know, the man in my life is currently sleeping curled up on a little ball on my lounge chair. That would be my 12-pound cockapoo teddy bear. And he and I have to tell you, during this lockdown, we go on a lot of walks. He's probably like, Mom, really? Another walk? Stop already.
Yeah.
But, you know, we love to go on walks. And that's our way to kind of get out and escape. Because like I said, I can't do the lunches and the dinners and meet with my clients the way I used to. I miss that interaction. I feel like I'm on Zoom from sun up to sundown some days. And I know what I do. I love to help. But like you said, your options right now are kind of limited. You know, I will admit, though, you know, I'm a sci-fi girl. I like the superhero movies. I like Charmed. You know, I like things that are sci-fi. Picard's out now, so I'm a Star Trek. I'm a geek.
Okay.
I'm not sci-fi in the background or walking the dog, cooking. I love to cook. So I've got some hobbies, but right now they're kind of limited on what we can do.
Well, just like you are with your business, you have to be creative.
You do. And actually, I'm thinking about launching something new. You want to hear?
Okay.
Because, you know, I obviously don't work enough hours. I thought, why not?
Right. Well, you're only up to 20 hours a day.
Exactly. Well, so for me, you know, I love to connect people to who they want to know. So, you know, someone you should know. So my thing is, I think I'm going to launch a COVID dating show.
There you go.
So I think right now, you know, datings will be a little different. I know we had, you know, the different sites, eHarmony, Match, and things like that for dating. But I think right now we need the entertainment. So we need some kind of live virtual dating show. So I might launch that in the next week.
That'll be interesting. Watch for that. Again, folks,
right.
go to the website and you'll get a link.
You know, is DFW Networking Diva is my Facebook page. So I'm thinking, you know, that's all about connecting people to who they want to know. Let's add in a dating show. So I'm just thinking, let's have some fun. You know, we're all tied up. We're at home. You've got the standard usual TV stuff on. But like you said, we have options now. Why not do something different? So I'm looking for some guests of my own that we need to put on the show. So some guys, some gals that want to do like a dating game. And I think we would just have so much fun. It takes that whole virtual reality thing to a whole new level.
Well, through the organization that I mentioned earlier, the NetWeavers. Well, we did a virtual mashup about a week or so ago where we all
I was on it. That was fun.
on video, and it was hysterical. It really was hysterical.
We might as well
Well,
start doing things virtually and start having some fun. We don't know how long this is going to last. Let's have a good time with it. Let's do things that we
that's
don't
right.
normally do. Let's connect with people. Don't let this slow you down. Don't let this slow your business down. Don't let this slow down your opportunity for just making friends, making business acquaintances, whatever it is. Do something fun that's going to bring joy. So I figure I'm going to spread some more joy.
Well, and what we do now during this time and all is going to be another foundation for what we do going forward, because we should be building blocks right now of things that we will learn from and then pay those forward when we do get back to our business as usual.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
so you talked about launching a virtual a dating site and all. I think it's appropriate now that we let the audience that's listening to us now know that as of right now, we're going to be launching StuartSax.com. I mean, I got my own website. Can you?
A true celebrity now. Watch out, Stuart. Sky's the limit.
I got up this morning because we had put some pictures of some shows that you could tap into it, and you can see some of the shows earlier from KBGI Radio. You can see some of the personalities. There's links to seeing some of the audio shows as well as some of the video shows. But it's just going to be a fun site for people to visit. As I said earlier, my family has seen it and they're excited about it. I'm excited about it because I never thought that this was ever going to be on my chart. But thanks to Christine's help and all, StuartSax.com is now a legitimate website. There's ways that you can interact with me. I have my own email address now. So, I mean,
now watch out. You know what? I'm going to do a screen share. Let me do a screen share real quick. I'm going to show your screen. You ready? I'm going to show you.
Okay.
Here we go. If I do it right, this should work. Can you guys see that?
Because this is what you do. Okay, I'm looking at you. I see the little StuartSax.com button at the bottom there on the screen.
Can you see the website?
Nope.
Oh, I'm trying to figure out. I haven't used this system before. But yeah, no, this would be awesome. I was trying to pull it up. It's not cooperating.
Well, if not now, then right after the show.
Oh, I'm telling you, absolutely.
I'll have everybody go on, just check it out.
Amazing.
And then send a comment. There's a place where you can contact us and send a comment and let us know honestly if you like it, if you don't like it, what we need to add or to the website, because this is going to be another fun part of my life too, is just connecting with more people, because those people that I connect with become the subjects for someone you should know. And that's the beauty of what we're doing, is being able to, now it's on a three-way screen, and that's the front page of the website.
There it is.
And so it's
exciting. Look, you're like a real person.
Yeah, I mean, and got different screens about the shows, about me. I thought, no, I don't need to pat myself on the back and all. And Christine says, yes, you do. Yeah, you know people who you are and what you do and why.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
I think it's wonderful. There's some of the guests you've had in the past. Obviously, there's not enough room for put everybody on there. You've done a lot of shows, Stuart. That's why you should be proud of what you've done and your ability to get out there and connect with people and help people connect with the world. So absolutely. I sing your praises. You've done a lot of work on it. So let's have a website with your name. I don't even have a website with my name.
Everybody should have a website with their name.
Right?
You know what
Totally.
do. And the beauty is you can have a website with your name. Mm-hmm. And it's not just for self-promotion. It's to be able to reach more people, to let them know who you are, what you're all about, what you're doing, and how you connect with the rest of the world. It's just a beautiful way of doing it, and right now is really a good time, because while we are sequestered, It's a good time to be able to make these connections. Because if we were operating our businesses while trying to do all of this development, it would be very, very difficult because you keep saying, I don't have time for it. Now you have the time, and you can contact Christine, and if nothing else, take advantage of the consultation that she offers and say, what would you think? This is my current website, and how can I change it in order to make it better? And that's what having a networking diva is all about.
I do. I love connecting people. I love helping people. I love helping with their marketing. I love introducing you to people on LinkedIn or Facebook, helping getting your name out there. I love to make people's dreams come true. So send people my way. I would love to sign up with them and talk to them and see how I can be of service.
And also, if you are in the DFW area and you want to connect with the net weavers, you can go to their website and all and become a guest of ours to come online or in person when we have our meetings when they start up again, and meet other people that also are interacting with their businesses and expanding their horizons too.
Absolutely. If you're looking for networking groups, let me know. I will gladly hook you up with some locals and some not so local. There's right now is a great time not only for net weavers, but there's also Networking Today International, which is setting up a platform where they've got networking online, and you can participate in joining my group. You can then get access to all the other groups. So for like $30 a month, you can have access to like 50 networking groups online. So if you have a business like ours where you can connect with people worldwide or nationwide, it's perfect. You know, that one's low fee and you can attend multiple groups. So there's a lot of networking options out here. But I will admit that, you know, NetWeavers has got a soft spot for me. So they're one of my favorite groups locally. But there's lots of networking options. So if you want to find out about that, let me know.
And again, it is, you can email diva at dfwnetworkingdiva.com. And the dfwnetworkingdiva.com is the website. And I'll want to learn a little bit more about Christine. If nothing else, it might just get your juices flowing a little bit to say, you know what, I like this concept, and I think it's something that I need to look into a little bit more. And
love to help. So yeah, absolutely. Stuart, thank you so much for welcoming me on board today. I love working with you.
Thank you. I have so enjoyed our relationship and setting this whole thing up, and I look forward to a bright future for both of us, and for other people that may have gotten something from this program. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your very busy schedule to be on Someone You Should Know. And that'll do it for another show. I thank you all for joining us and watching, and invite you back next week when we'll do another version of Someone You Should Know. Again, thanks to Mark Warner for orchestrating this video portion of the show, and go out and make it a great weekend and a great day. And thanks again. We'll see you soon.